is Mimi, and today I'm going to read a book called All About Desert Life. Discover for Read and Discover. Okay, now let's get started. Introduction. There are many deserts on Earth. All deserts are dry, but there aren't all hot. There are cold deserts too. Millions of people, animals, and plants live in deserts. What deserts do you know? What do you know about desert? What people, animals, and plants live in desert? Now read and discover more about desert life around the world. Now discover. What is the desert? Desert is a dry place that has less than 25 centimeters of rain every year. Some deserts have no rain for a month or a year. Some deserts have sand, but others have stone or rocks. Some deserts are in the mountains. In the day, temperatures in hot desert are usually from 20 to 35 degrees centigrade, but temperature can be more than 50 degrees. At night, the air gets very cold, sometimes less than 0 degrees. Most cold deserts are warm in summer, but they're very cold in winter. In summer, the temperatures are usually from 21 to 28 degrees centigrade. In winter, they're usually from 2 to 4 degrees. Most of the water in cold desert comes from snow or fog. It doesn't come from rain. It snows in Antarctica, but it only makes about 5 centimeters of water every year. It's the biggest and coldest desert on Earth. Different deserts. More than 20% of land on Earth is desert. There are many different deserts. The Sahara Desert in North Africa is the biggest hot desert on Earth. It's 9 million square kilometers. That's about as big as the USA. The Sahara has sand dunes, rocks, and mountains. Some of the sand dunes are 180 meters tall. The Sahara was very strong winds that make big sandstorms. The sandstorm can take plants and animals into the air. The Atacama Desert is in Peru and Chile. It's not very hot. It's one of the oldest and driest deserts on Earth. It has less than 1 millimeter of rain every year. Scientists think that at one time it didn't rain here for 400 years. There aren't many deserts in Europe. There's one small desert in Spain. It's called Tabernes Desert. The Gombe Desert is the Mongolia in China. It's 300,000 square kilometers, and it's in the mountain. Most of the land is rock. It's one of the coldest deserts on Earth. It's in winter. The temperatures can be minus 40 degrees centigrade. Plants. Deserts are very dry places, but plants can still grow there. Desert plants are called and collect and use water in a special way. The cactus has big roots, so it can collect water fast when it's rain. It stores water when it's steam for when it's any rain. Many cactus plants have spikes. The spikes also collect water, and they stop animals eating the plant. There are about 1,200 different types of plants in Sahara Desert. The Welwitschia plant gets water from fog. The leaves collect the water and goes down into the soil. Then the plant takes up the water with its roots. The baobab tree grows in the desert in Africa and Australia. They can store thousands of liters of water. Some bamboo trees are more than 9 meters across. Desert people can drink water from this tree. The seed of many desert plants can stay in soil for a long time. When it's rain, they grow fast and produce flower. Then they die, but they leave seed for the next time it's rain. Animals. It's hard to live in the desert, but the desert are home for many different animals. Insects like ants live underground when it's hot and put eggs underground too. Insects are important because bigger animal needs them for food. Spider and scorpion or arachnids. Many desert arachnids are poisonous, and they use their poison to catch insects and other small animals. Mammals are animals that drink milk from their mother when they are young. Many desert animals can live for days with no water because they can get water from plants. Deserts gerbils are water in their body and they eat dry seed and roots. Reptiles like snakes, lizards, and desert turtles have thick skin. It helps their body to save water. Most reptiles get food and water from other animals, but desert turtles eat plants. Discovered. Some deserts even have fish. Pupfish live in small river in desert in North America. Dry at night. Day and night. In desert around the world, different animals come out at different times. Reptiles come out in the morning to get warm in the air. Warm in the air. Lizards lie on rocks to get warm. They lie in the shade when it's too hot. Desert tortoises look for food in the morning. At night, they stay in their burrows so that they can get warm and safe from other animals. Many desert birds also come out at night, the day. In the morning, they look for spider, insect, and seed. Most desert animals sleep in the day and come out at night. Many small animals sleep in burrows. Bigger animals like foxes sleep in big holes called dens. At night, scorpions look for food. Scorpions have tiny hair on their legs. Their hair helps scorpions to feel other animals moving. Some animals, like desert cats and owls, have special eyes to help them see well at night. Owls can also hear very well, so they know when animals are moving. People. About 30% of all people in the world live in desert. Some people lived in desert a long time. Aborigines were the first people of Australia. They lived in desert in Australia more than 40,000 years ago. Aborigines use art to tell stories. Many Aborigines have in cities today, but some are going back to their traditional life in the desert. Torres people lived in the Sahara Desert more than 2,000 years ago. They are called the blue people because of color of their clothes. Traditional Tuareg travel across the desert on camels. They live in tents made from animal skin and wood. Many Tuaregs have farms and other work in cities. Bedouin people lived in the desert. Hundreds of years ago, they lived in the Middle East and North Africa. Traditional Bedouins are traveling farmers. They live in tents or mud houses. Today, the Bedouins work in cities. Some Bedouins make and sell things. Water in the desert. Deserts are a very dry place, but all deserts have some water. The oasis is a place where water from underground the ground is a lake or pond. Some oases are small, but some are very big. The Siwa Oasis in Egypt is 80 kilometers long and 20 kilometers across. About 23,000 people live here. Some deserts have river. The Nile River travels through the Sahara Desert. Many people live near this river. They can catch fish and use water for farming. In some desert, there are big rainstorms. there's no more rain for a long time. So it's very important to collect rainwater. The Thar Desert people collect water in pond, well, and big tank. People in some cold places use nets to collect water from fog. Each net catch about 14 liters of water every day. Staying cool. Many people and animals live in hot desert. They have different ways to stay cool. Desert people use bad clothes and houses to stay cool. Bedouin and Tuareg people wear long clothes to protect from the hot sun and the wind. They wear a hat cloth to protect the head and face. People in desert build houses with small windows so that it stays cold inside. This keeps out the sun and also the wind. Some desert houses have no windows. Many big desert animals stay in cool places in the day. Horses make cool hole and sit in, or they sit in shade. Some desert lizards are called swimmers. They're hot. These lizards swim under the sand to stay cool. Some animals like crocodiles and snakes and frogs live in the hottest part of the summer. The other animals like desert tortoise live in the winter in cold desert. Living in the desert. Living in the desert is very different from living in the city, but people still cook, travel, and go to school. Most desert people eat bread, porridge, milk, cheese, and food from desert plants. They cook their food on fire outside their home. Dates grow well in desert. Dates with cheese is traditional Tuareg food. Every year, there's a festival in Sahara Desert near Timbuktu in Mali. There are 3 days of music, dancing, and camel racing. Today, many desert people drive these SUVs, but camels are better for traveling across the sand. Camels travel more than 40 kilometers a day. They're a strong animal. Desert people can use animals to carry food, tents, and other things from their homes. A long time ago, only a few desert children went to school. But this is changing. In the desert in Australia, Aborigines are building new schools. Students speak their own language. They also learn English. Desertification. Deserts are getting bigger. Every year, the land around desert gets dry and changes into new desert. This is called desertification. The land can get too dry when there's no rain for a long time. Sometimes people also make the land dry. When there are too many farms in one place, animals eat all the plants and soil blows away. Then new plants can go and there isn't food for everyone. Desertification is the big problem in country in Africa near Sahara Desert. In 50 years, this country has lost 650,000 square kilometers of land. That's about the same size as France. Millions of people are hungry because they can't grow food in the desert. How can people have to stop desertification? In many countries, people are growing more trees. Trees stop soil rolling away. In China, people are using a wall of trees to stop desertification near the Gobi Desert. The wall is 4,000 kilometers long. Wow! Okay, that's the end of the story, and I hope you like it. And thank you for listening. And don't forget to subscribe